In marketing, it feels like we're just constantly swimming in this ocean of buzzwords, right? There are so many fragmented campaigns and just so much noise. Everybody is shouting, but is anyone actually being heard? Today, we're going to cut through all of that. We're going to find the real strategic recipe for marketing that actually truly works.
Okay, let's just dive right in with the million-dollar question. Why do so many marketing campaigns with these massive budgets behind them just kind of disappear? They just vanish without a trace. Well, the answer usually comes down to fragmented messages and, honestly, no real strategy underneath it all. It's kind of like trying to build a beautiful house on a foundation of sand.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. The answer is integrated marketing, right? And look, you're on the right track. You really are. But that's not the whole story. The idea of integrated marketing communication, or IMC, is a huge piece of the puzzle, for sure. But here's the secret. It's not where you start. It's a super powerful tool, but it needs something solid to build on first.
To get this right, we're going to stick with our house analogy. And any great house, as we all know, starts with a rock-solid foundation. In the world of marketing, that foundation means looking outward. Really, truly understanding the ground you're building on.
This brings us to what researchers call market orientation, or MO for short. Now, the most important part of this definition is that phrase, organization-wide culture. This is so key. It means this isn't just a job for the marketing team. No way. It's a company-wide obsession, from the engineers to the folks in customer service, with listening to what's happening outside the company walls.
So this whole market orientation thing stands on three big pillars. First, you've got to be genuinely obsessed with what your customers actually need, not just what you feel like selling them. Second, you have to keep a super sharp eye on what your competitors are up to. And third, and this one is absolutely crucial, you have to make sure all your own teams are talking to each other, sharing this info, and working together. Without that, whatever you try to build is just standing on shaky ground.
Okay, so our foundation is poured, it's solid. What comes next? Well, you need a blueprint, right? You need a clear, detailed plan that's going to guide every single decision you make, and this means we need to shift our focus from looking outward to looking inward.
And this blueprint has a name. It's called brand orientation, or BO. Think of it as the company's internal vision. It's all about deciding with absolute clarity who you are and what you stand for. This means that for every decision, every new product, every little strategy, the entire organization has to stop and ask one simple question. Does this build and protect our brand's identity?
So the core of this blueprint is a shared vision where the brand is central to literally everything. It's about defining precisely what you stand for, your unique identity, and understanding how you create value that goes way, way beyond just the physical thing you sell. This is your North Star. It keeps every single part of the company moving in the exact same direction.
So, we've got a solid foundation built on market knowledge. We've got a crystal clear blueprint of our brand identity, but how do we actually connect the two? We need a skilled crew to build the structure, to connect that blueprint to the real world. We need a bridge.
And this is where integrated marketing communication finally comes in. But there's a catch, Not all IMC is created equal. On one hand, you have the tactical level. That's just making sure your ads and your social posts kind of look the same. And that's fine, it's good, but it's really just scratching the surface. The real power comes from strategic IMC, which is the big picture philosophy that guides everything you do for the long haul.
And this quote from Tom Duncan, I think, just hits the nail on the head. See, true IMC isn't just about matching your brand colors. It's a cross-functional process. It's about strategically controlling all the messages your company sends out, from a CEO's speech to a simple customer service email, all with the goal of building profitable relationships. It's proactive, not just reactive.
So what does this real strategic IMC actually look like? Well, the research gives us a pretty handy 5-point checklist. Is it tied directly to financial goals? Does it connect deeply with your customers? Does it enforce that one-voice consistency? Does it involve real teamwork across all departments? And crucially, is it actually funded and staffed properly? This has to be a serious business commitment, not just another marketing campaign.
All right, we have our foundation, we have our blueprint, we have our expert construction crew. So what happens when these three powerful concepts finally come together? Well, we get to the very heart of what makes marketing truly, undeniably successful.
This right here is what the researchers call the nexus. It's that powerful sweet spot right in the middle where everything overlaps. Your outward-facing culture, your inward-facing strategy, and your communications bridge are all working in perfect harmony. This is where the magic happens.
And make no mistake, this is not just some neat academic theory. This model of alignment is directly linked to real, tangible, measurable business performance. Let me show you what I mean.
You can see the chain of events right here. You start by building strong market and brand orientations. That's your foundation in your blueprint. Those two things, they enable you to execute IMC in a really effective way. And that effective IMC, in turn, drives better communication performance, which ultimately leads to superior brand performance. We're talking more equity, more profit, and more market share. It's a direct causal link, one thing leading to the next.
So, if we boil this all down, the crucial takeaway is this. If you want marketing that really truly works, you need all three pieces. You need the foundation of looking outward with market orientation, you need the blueprint of looking inward with brand orientation, and you absolutely need the construction crew of integrated marketing to build that bridge. Real success? It lies in the nexus where all three of them meet.
And that brings us to the final question to think about. When you look at your own organization, or maybe the brands you really admire, are they building on solid rock with a clear plan, or are they just arranging some pretty furniture on a foundation of sand? Because the answer to that question, well, it makes all the difference in the world.